Every rep that happens in the weight room, that's a little bit of a slower process, but we're getting there, and our kids are understanding that why those things are really necessary.
Wrapping up right now with the Director of Defense, Kyle Seibold. Coach Kyle, you told me when you came on before we went live, said, hey, I did the first Character Coaches show over at Pizzaville at Mr. Ricky's place with you and Mac.
Yeah.
Man, that must have been some good times back then.
Yeah, there was some things we can't talk about.
Well, I mean, I just wonder, were there pitchers of beer while you guys were on air back then? Or?
Well, we weren't. Well, it was all on radio. There were no cameras in front of us, so what happened behind the cameras didn't really matter.
There's no way I'm sneaking it here tonight.
No. I got nothing in my hand. But back then, without a camera in front of you, you didn't know what was going on. Yeah, those were some fun times, man. We enjoyed the heck out of it. I kind of joked with you before I came on the air that I was the first person that ever did Character Coaches show, and we did it over at Pizzaville, USA, and the coaches were there every night, and it was a blast. So I'm glad this is going on again. Wonderful outing, wonderful event.
Hey, it's an honor to follow in your footsteps. I appreciate you jumping on board tonight. Hey, you may never know. I might be at the Cypress Tavern after. Maybe I'll have a couple drinks.
I can't believe you just said that out loud that you want to follow him up. Don't say that again.
That'll do it. That'll be Kyle Seibold, the Director of Defense. We're going to step aside when we come back. GP's going to join us. We're going to talk about the Westgate scrimmage and look ahead to Notre Dame tomorrow night in the Kiwanis Jamboree right here on the Character Bears Network. Chaos, causing havoc and overwhelming sound. Chaos is what gives stadiums intimidation. All the great stadiums in the world have it. From all the way back to the Roman Coliseum, all the way to today in Death Valley. Even here in the open-air Crow Dome. For decades, these stands brought its own chaos. Everyone packing the stands, hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, bringing a sort of energy that can only be described as such. With the sound of screaming and chanting so loud, you can hear it from a mile away. This is what makes the Crow Dome one of the best places for all of high school football. But now, the group has come to reclaim its name and reputation. The Chaos Committee. All Character High students are part of this group. And this season, we have a special offer for them. For $25, the Chaos Committee can purchase season tickets and a Chaos Committee t-shirt. And for adults, season tickets for $50. See Miss Brenda in the boys' gym. So this season,
for everyone.
all right, Character fans, it's football season. That means it's time for the GP Are You With Me? Character Coaches Show. This season, we're bringing it live to you from a Character staple right here at Prejean, off of the Evangeline Thruway. We're going to be live each and every week. For Friday night games, the show's going to be on Thursday nights. For those Thursday night kicks, we'll be live on Wednesday nights, 6:30 to 7:30. You can hear it all at one place, the Character Bears Network.
Never been a better time to buy a new Super Duty pickup from Hub City Ford. Right now, get $7,000 off MSRP on a 2025 Ford Super Duty. Need to pull a heavy load? It's the perfect truck with best-in-class towing and torque. And it's loaded with advanced technology. And with 42 acres, Hub City Ford's got a huge selection. Save big on a brand new Super Duty. $7,000 off MSRP.
Hub City Ford, I-49 North, Lafayette.
Are you ready to launch your future? Welcome to the Academy of Information Technology at Character High School, the premier magnet academy for cutting-edge education in computer science, information technology, and media arts. Dive into a world where your interests come alive. In AOIT, you'll explore technology like never before, mastering essential skills in HTML and Python while gaining hands-on experience in daily TV production and innovative media projects. Our partnership with LSU and affiliation with the National Academy Foundation means you'll receive top-tier computer science education. Imagine leaving the academy with industry-standard credentials from Microsoft, Adobe, and CompTIA, plus a stunning portfolio that showcases your skills. Don't just dream about the future, create it. Follow your passion in tech and join AOIT today. Apply now at LafayettChoice.com/apply. Your future starts here.
Welcome back to Prejean for the GP Are You With Me Character Coaches Show live on the Character Bears Network. I got my main guy sitting right back next to me, Coach Gavin Peters. Coach, the atmosphere here tonight's great. Got folks come out. I think for the first week, man, I'm pretty satisfied.
No, man, this has been awesome, man. The only thing is, man, my homeboys, they done put this fantasy draft right here while we're doing this show. So I don't want anybody to think I'm being disrespectful and being on my phone, but I can't take my homeboys beat me, every weekend this year in the fantasy draft, man. Shout out to my boys in the Ritz-Carlton, E-Man, my Ace Henny. Love y'all boys, man.
Hey, fantasy football draft during the show. That's first for everything. First for everything. A week ago, Westgate came to town, and you guys were able to play a scrimmage, fought the rain for a while, finally got that thing started out. What did you learn most about your team in that scrimmage?
Well, right when we were warming up, after we had been kind of delayed for about an hour and a half and we started to kind of realize that, we were going to be able to get back out there and play, I told them that, listen, this is a part of high school football. I remember in 2019, we had about a 3-hour rain delay, and Popcorn and Kendrell both went for $200 apiece. Okay, at St. Martinville. And I told those guys about that. Year we won a state championship, probably about 6:30, right before it's time to go out there and play Turlins. The skies fell out, and I remember Coach Dane was trying to get Coach Corville to reschedule it to Saturday. Coach Corville was like, we're going to play this thing tonight, So, look, man, it's part of it. My first year at Karen Crow, we went up there to Washington. You remember that game?
Oh, man, I remember that one.
And the rain delay kind of hurt us that night because it was a pretty close ball game right there in that first half, and I think the delay kind of pushed us back a little bit. But, that's part of high school football, man, and we can't control the weather, but we can control the way we respond to it. And things turn out best for those who make the best out of the way things turn out. And I'm very proud of the way we kind of made things turn out. We got off to a little bit of a slow start. Westgate was kind of doing some things that we kind of weren't expecting. And we could have solved some of it early on, but I didn't want to save the kids. I wanted to let them swim. I wanted to let them swim in that ocean and kind of go through the growing pains. And we survived it, man. I told our quarterback, man, we was in Iraq last week. We weren't in America. We was in Iraq. They were sitting 7 and 8 every play. And, we could have done some things to kind of save them, but I thought it was good work for us, and I'm very proud of the way we handled it.
I'm glad you bring up the quarterback. Carson Gursey, signal caller this year. I mean, last year was a bit of musical chairs at the quarterback position, and it kind of made you seem like you didn't have an offense identity.
Yeah.
Kind of struggled back and forth trying to figure out who you were and what you did best each and every week, locking in on a guy like Carson, letting Chance kind of establish himself back at wide receiver. What does that mean for this team?
Well, I think, number one, it shows to the quality of a young man that Carson Gursey is. Hold on, Blane.
Who we going with, Coach? Who we getting?
Man, I don't know. It's round 9, bro. It's round 9. Do I go with Scatterbo?
Oh, yeah,
Scatterbo
at 9.
Scatterbo or Sampson?
I go with Scatterbo at 9.
Scatterbo?
Good, yeah.
Man, I'm going to roll with Scatterbo, bro. All right, good. But look, Carson has obviously had a tremendous offseason. He's a phenomenal young man, and we're very fortunate not only to have him in our football program but also in our school. And I remember when Chance was a freshman, I remember making a comment to our staff of, man, I hate to move him, from where he was because we had so much fun with where he was, his freshman year, man. Playing him outside, playing him inside, playing him in the backfield, return game, playing outside linebacker, playing nickel, playing high up on the hash, playing corner. But he had to play quarterback for us, the next 2 years to give us an opportunity to go out there and be successful. And, he had a tremendous year his sophomore year. And, look, he still was a first-team All-District player a year ago, which is very hard to accomplish, especially in our district, So I'm just thankful that we're able to kind of get Bab in a place where he's happy and where he enjoys and where he's having fun, which is kind of moving around. And it's made our team better. It really has. It's made our team better. And but we couldn't have done it if it wasn't for the growth and the preparation of Carson Gursey, and I'm just very happy that the young man has given us the opportunity to do that because it's helped the team.
And he can spin it. The sophomore signal caller, big, strong arm. How does that affect the offense? When you first got here, we were a veer team. Then we went to the veer and shoot or the air PD. Now, last year was a bit of a struggle, but what do you feel this team suits best?
Listen, we're always going to try to establish the run game and be physical and control and dominate the line of scrimmage both vertically and horizontally first. That will never change. Well, I guess you never can say never, right? But, I'm old school, okay, and I believe in old school football and I believe in physical football. We want to run the football, and anytime you're able to run the football, it sets up everything else that can be a supplement to it. I like to play the game of football like old school basketball, right? You dish that thing in the post. You bang them up. What they start do, collapsing. All right, now you kick that thing out. You know what I'm saying, for the tray ball, you know. Now it's kind of different, right, to where it kind of starts out here and everybody comes in, and now, you know what I'm saying, start slashing and attacking the lane. So, look, it all works, man. We always divide that bear. We got a bear that we divide into 3 sections, and scheme is on the butt. We got that from Coach Lance Guidry, who's a former head coach at Carencro High School. And I always tell them that, you know, if you're a hunter and you shoot that bear in the butt, you know, will it live or will it die? And they say, oh, Coach, it's going to live. Well, that's scheme. You know, that scheme. Everybody wants to kind of talk about scheme, but scheme is scheme, right? Syracuse ran the 3-2 zone for 100 years and was very successful at it. Duke played man-to-man, 94, you know, feet defense, you know, slapping the floor. It was successful. You know, there's teams that, you know, Evangel, right? Back in the 90s, early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? They spreading that thing out. They got a quarterback back at 10 yards, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to throw as many passes as they possibly can. Acadiana High School, who has probably been, you know, a Mount Rushmore program in the last 25 years, you know, have done it on the ground. So, look, everything works. You know, everything works. What we're going to try to do is be Carencro. You know, be Carencro, which is control and dominate the line of scrimmage, both vertically and horizontally, in the run and the pass, and create opportunities for our guys on the outside to have fast break layups and make some plays in space.
We'll turn our attention now to tomorrow night. The Carencro Golden Bears are going to travel over to Como High School and face Notre Dame in the Kiwanis Jamboree. It'll be the second kick of the night. Should be around the 7 o'clock mark by the time that one gets started. Coach, you know, Jamboree, how do you handle that? What's the preparation like? How do y'all treat it? Is it any different than any other week?
No, it's no different than any other week. You know, today was a little bit different. We kind of mixed the Wednesday and the Thursday practice. But it's no different than any other week. You're just kind of a day short, right? Usually if we play a Thursday game, we'll practice on a Sunday, so we get our full 4-day prep. But, you know, no, unfortunately, this week hasn't been, you know, any different than any other week. I can't tell you this. I'm not quite sure how much I like this matchup because I am extremely close with the Cooks. I always joke with them and tell them I'm the only black cook in the family. You know, when I first started coaching for about the first, 10 years of my career, every Monday, or maybe not the first 10 years, but probably from maybe 2014 to 2021, every Monday after we finished summer workouts, I took my butt to Crowley, Louisiana, and visited Coach Louis Cook at Notre Dame, his son, Louis Cook III or IV, I'm not quite sure what number he is, and Coach Jimmy Mack, Coach Judd Broussard was there at the time, who, obviously I developed a relationship with when I was at Acadiana High School. So I just got a tremendous amount of respect for the Cooks, for the brand of Notre Dame football. The first thing I told our kids on Monday, oh man, Blane, I'm up again. The first thing I told our kids on Monday was that, this is a blue blood program in the state of Louisiana. Kids don't even know what the word blue blood means anymore, so I had to kind of tell them about Kentucky basketball and Duke basketball, et cetera, et cetera. But, this is a blue blood program in our state, and it's a great matchup for us. But, once again, this is my idols, man. These are my idols who I'm having to go against, and it ain't very fun. So I got to tell them, look, we played them 2 years ago, right? We don't need this matchup. Match us up with somebody else, going forward.
Wrap it up right now with Coach Gavin Peters. Coach, when I talk to you on Friday, what are you hoping to learn the most from tomorrow night in your team?
Look, I'm hoping that we go out there and execute. Notre Dame is going to play a physical brand of football. Obviously, we've got to match that physicality. And, I'm hoping that we go out there and execute and have the discipline to execute and focus on the things that matter, which is playing good football, being physical, being competitive.